Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for tuning into my video. It's Sunday today, so I've kind of sat down. I've had a really slow morning. I kind of woke up, had a little bit of a lie-in, went for brunch with some friends and just been doing some like work and research and stuff like that. But I wanted to create a video today on how to create your perfect morning routine. This has become such an integral part of my day. Like, I really feel like when I have a good morning routine, it really sets me up for like a successful day. And then I notice when I don't do something in my morning routine, or if I wake up super rushed and just like a bit all over the place, my day kind of, I let it run me rather than like run the day myself. So I wanted to kind of jump on here and teach you guys how I created my perfect morning routine and why it has so many benefits. I think, you know, everyone's morning routine is so different and it's actually very personal. So my perfect morning routine might be different to yours, and you just gotta figure out and try different things. I'm gonna give you some advice on different things that you could try. So I'm gonna run you through my usual morning routine. I'll say like a few top tips. Like, one thing I will say is definitely getting up early. This makes such a difference. I've tried my morning routine when I'll get up a little bit later and it just isn't the same, because I think subconsciously I feel like I'm already running behind, and that makes me feel like a little bit more stressed. So waking up early between times of, could be like even 5 AM to, I would say probably like 7 is like the latest, which I feel like, oh, like I've got like a good few hours to get in my morning routine. Like even 7 is like quite late sometimes, I feel. Doesn't mean that I don't get up past 7, like trust me to do. Like today I got out of bed at like 9, which is pretty late for me. I mean, it's Sunday and I've been feeling pretty like tired this last week, but I always feel like when I get up at an early time, even if I feel tired, like my day goes so much better, because, you know, when you get up that early, you know you have like something to do. And you don't waste time like on your phone or just lying in bed. Whereas when you get up later and you don't really have like much of a plan, or there's no real sense of like urgency, you're more likely to then get up, look at your phone, scroll on social media, and then see something you don't like, or see something whatever, and then it like kind of sets your day off at a certain tone. So that's why waking up early is important, because you almost don't have time for those distractions. So number one, wake up early. Find out the best time that works for you. I would say for me, if I'm in like a good routine, usually around like 6 is probably a good time to wake up. I'm trying to work my way more towards like 5 AM starts, because I know I like to take my time in the morning, and sometimes my whole morning routine can last like a few hours. Obviously it doesn't need to last that long. You know, I know that some of you guys need to be at, you know, for example at the office at 9 or somewhere else earlier. I understand that. So this is why it's important to basically accustom it and personalize it to you, because at the end of the day it's your morning routine. But yeah, so that's one thing I would say though, wake up early and do that the same every day, because when you're always chopping and starting and waking up at different times, it makes it really difficult to find that routine, that pattern. And every time you wake up early is going to be really, really hard. And yeah, a tip I would say is to wake up early though, because trust me, I know it's very hard. I don't think I'm like a naturally like morning person. Like, I love my mornings, don't get me wrong, but I can stay up late as well. As a teenager, I would stay up till really late and just, I don't know, be on my phone or like be on my laptop and just random things like that. So I really have to force myself to like go to bed earlier and then wake up early, and it honestly makes me feel so amazing. Like, it honestly impacts my mood, the way that I act, the way that I feel. It sounds so dramatic, but once you try it, you'll understand, because there's just something about staying up really, really late. Not even really late, like even around like 11, 12. I feel like recently when I get into the pattern of going to sleep at like 11, 12 PM or AM, I get up later, because for me, I personally need 8 hours sleep. I feel like that works best for me. Like, it still doesn't make me feel good. And I think I read it's also something like when you go on technology after 11 PM, it actually, the more you do it, the more it triggers like a, I don't know, receptor in your brain, and it triggers like depression, like, or depressive like thoughts. and I feel like that's definitely true. So yeah, I think I've rambled enough about early mornings, but I think that just shows how passionate I am about how important it is to start your day early. I would say a tip for waking up early is to either set your alarm and put it on the other side of the room. I don't really do that, to be honest. But another one is really, before going to bed, don't think about how tired you are going to be when you wake up, because when you wake up, you're most likely gonna feel like you are really tired. So instead, flip that and kind of really convince yourself that you're gonna wake up feeling really positive, and like you're gonna wake up full of energy and you're really excited to wake up, and like think of something that you're really looking forward to do that day, and that will make it easier to wake up. Because when you go to sleep and you're like dreading waking up, when you wake up, you're more likely to feel that way. So number 2, do not go on social media. Like, do not do that in the morning, especially the first thing you do when you wake up. Do not do that. It is tempting sometimes, I must admit, it is tempting sometimes, but it's just important you do not do that, because when you wake up and you grab your phone and you know you go on your social media, or you check your emails, or even you check your messages, you're gonna find something on there that you will not like, or maybe you don't, but you can't control what comes to you. Do you know what I mean? You cannot control what you see on social media to a certain extent. Like, even if you follow people that you love, like, you cannot control what content they put up, and you cannot control what email you get through, you cannot control what messages that come to you. So when you wake up, you don't want to give up, you don't want to like spread yourself too quickly, if that makes sense. Like, you want all the attention to be on yourself, not other people. So you don't want to give that attention away straight away, because you need to be in a state where you're like ready to start the day. You want to set your tone how you want it, like how do you want to feel for the rest of the day, like what do you want to accomplish. And it's really like a sacred time in the morning just for yourself, and that's why I think morning routines are so important. So yeah, so don't look at social media in the morning. Set time limits on your phone. That's what I do. I set time limits in the evenings and also in the mornings. In the evenings I find it slightly harder, but once I kind of get to a really good evening routine, I will also share that with you. Having a good morning evening routine is just important as a morning routine, I think, because it's like that process before you go to sleep, and in the morning you feel like prepared for that. I feel like I'm looking very reflective, and it's because the sun's like glaring from this like blue light opposite me. But anyway, honest, just try not to go on your phone first things. Like, just avoid spreading yourself and attending to other people's needs before you attend to your own, because you're then not able to be the best version of yourself at that time in the morning. So then after that, I always like to read a few pages in the morning. Normally I like to read, well, I only really read like self-development books at the moment. Like, those are the books that I like to read. And I'll read like a couple pages that I feel like are really inspirational. Like, my mindset straight away, I'm focusing on something that's like motivational, inspiring, and puts me in a good mindset. A book I'm reading at the moment is, my sister actually sent to me, it's called How to Be a Badass, I think. I read that one, and I usually read 2 books at one time, one in the morning, then one like in the day or like in the evening. And then the other one is The Success Principles, which, oh my god, it's so good. I haven't finished it yet, but it's so good. It's just literally like a life manual. I've been meaning to read it for ages, and I finally got it, and it's so good. So yeah, definitely check out those ones. How to Be a Badass, I've only just started it. It's good. It's kind of like, I would say it's quite a good like starter one if you're like kind of, you know, dabbling in the self-development books and you want to find out more about it. Like, it's a good starter one. And so is the Success Principle one, to be honest, but that one it's very actionable, and that's what I love. It gives you tips and like tells you to like actually do things throughout the book. So yeah, I really enjoy that one. But yeah, I'm reading a few pages in the morning. Don't even set yourself like a really high standard if you don't read, because if you set the bar really high and you don't reach it, you're just going to be really like deflated, and then you probably won't even try it, because you're like, well, there's no point because I'm not going to reach it anyway. So when you just start with something like read 1 page like in the morning, that is still valuable, because 1 page every day, you're still going to finish the book, compared to not starting and reading at all for a year, if you know what I mean. And the knowledge that you'll gain with that is going to be so much more to like not reading any book. So that's another tip. So a really nice thing I like to incorporate in my morning routine is just like a little bit of self-care. Like I really love to gua sha my face and like a rollerblade my face? No. Let me go get it for you. So this is what I mean by the gua sha. I've got makeup on right now, so I'm not gonna put it on or like do that because it's gonna get it everywhere. But I usually just like massage my face upwards and then like go downwards like that, and it helps to really depuff the face. And then after that I go with my roller and I'll just do it again, use a small one under my eyes and then the big one like more on my cheeks and stuff. And it's just a really nice routine and it just makes me feel like, oh, I've just woken up, depuffing my face, I feel good, this is good. Yeah, and then during that I also have been listening to positive affirmations, and this has made a difference too, because I just feel like waking up and hearing those nice positive affirmations puts you in a good mindset and you're like, yeah, I am that, like I am confident, I do speak my truth, I can reach my goals. Like it's just a good positive start and someone to like remind you. I honestly just go on Spotify, it's called Everyday Motivational Affirmations. Some, not gonna lie, some of the voices are a little bit like creepy, not creepy, just a little like, you know, yeah. You get the gist, and it's like they have some good ones. So I like doing that, and I also like listening to like podcasts and stuff, but I feel like affirmations in the morning first thing is nice because you're not really like thinking, it's just like in the background, so it like taps into your subconscious mind. And go on to journal. I have my 2 journals here. So I have 2, I guess this one's more of a journal and this is more of a diary. This is actually from Mile Paper, they sent it to me and I love it, I use it every day. It's a daily goal setter and it has, you can write like your short term and long term, medium term goals at the front, weekly reviews, which I really like, but every day, the evening before, so before I go to bed, I will write down what I want to do the next day. It has like 3 things to be grateful for in the morning, a daily affirmation, and then today's tasks, that's some notes, and then at the end of the day it says great things that happened today. So then I'll write like a sentence about a thing that I really enjoyed that happened in the day, which I really love. So I like to just bullet point like a few things that I want to get done. One thing I do though is I always like write down too many things to get done, and at the end of the day I've done like maybe like 2 of them and I'm like, oh, I had so much things to do. But I think I just try and over perform. I like try and get loads of things done, but obviously like things take longer than I think it does. So that's one thing that I'm working on. But anyway, so I like to have a planner for that, so more of like a daily like diary of like what I need to get done, because I just feel like for the next day in the morning I know exactly what I need to do and I'm not wasting time like thinking, oh, like what should I do today kind of thing. Like I know what I'm gonna do. So it's about being intentional. And then my second journal is just this from Kmart, and then I put like a sticker on there that I got from a brand. And then in here I write down, it's just blank lines, because I like to write down just my thoughts, feelings and emotions. It's like a personal journal, so it's kind of like my thoughts. To be fair, the way that I structure it, I like to structure it in a way of like, I obviously date it, and then I like to structure it with what I'm grateful for. So I'll say at least another 3 things that I'm grateful for, because in this planner it gives you prompts about like what you're grateful for, like 3 things list. And then this one I just like to write more things that I'm grateful for, but just expand a bit more because there's more space. And then I like to kind of write a little bit about how I'm feeling. If there's something on my mind, I'll write it out, and then I'll think like, you know, why is that on my mind? And I don't really like to write negative things in my journal, and like I don't like to rant. I don't really like doing that because I feel like it's just attracting more of that negative energy. So instead what I do is I write down like what I'm feeling and my emotions, because I think it's good to process your emotions. Like you obviously can't be happy all the time, so it's good to like process and understand why you feel that way, but then kind of flip it and think, well, how can I make this productive for me, and how can I make this actually like a positive thing? Because I feel like, you know, it's good to feel the emotions, but it's also good to look at the opportunity from it, because I think everything happens for you, and it's just all about perspective. So when you shift that perspective and the mindset, you're able to kind of think, oh, this is actually an opportunity for me, and it then spurs you on to like a brighter future. Like a lot of times I do like a mindset shift. I'll literally write mindset shift and then write down like another way that I can look at it that's more positive, because the human mind is like built to look at the negatives, and it's, you know, to help protect you and whatever. But you know, we've progressed so much, and we know that when you focus on what you focus on only grows. So it's really important to try and focus on like the positives, in terms of like what you are and what you have, rather than what you don't have and what you're lacking. You'll attract more of that. Remind myself of my goals. That's another thing I started doing a lot more. It's like writing down and kind of realigning myself with my goals every day, so I remember like what I want and so I'm focused. Even today I wrote down my goals, and I wrote, what are my limiting thoughts around this, and then I flipped it around, and then I wrote like, no, this is I'm more than my limiting beliefs. Like I then wrote down like what I am really, if that makes sense. So yeah, I like to do that. And then I like to write a lot of affirmations as well, to remind myself and just like the type of person I want to be. And just like, yeah, it's quite intuitive though. Like I write down the things I always do is what I'm grateful for. I like to write down I am blah blah blah, like I am working on I don't know, I am working on being like my healthiest self, or I'm working on being like my happiest, most vibrant self, like just that kind of thing. And then sometimes if I have more time, I'll like write down more goals and like how I'm gonna get there and stuff like that. So that's just more of like a journal outlet of just being able to free write and just do whatever I want. There's some structure to it, but it's also very free, and I think that's important to do. And I feel like journaling and planning your day is so important, because it's just such an amazing outlet. Like physically putting pen to paper does so much. It does so much for you. Like you're able to really like look at what you want to do, and it makes it more tangible, makes it more real, rather than always keeping it in your head or like on your phone. It's just when you write it down and it's there, like you're putting it out there and you're sending these like this energy out, that is what you want. I think journaling is a very great outlet. For those who don't do it already, it really does change a lot, more than you really notice. It's almost like sometimes you don't really notice it, and then you'll look back and you're like, I've achieved what I said I wanted to achieve. Like yeah, there's no like time limit really, it changes every time. But if you don't journal already, I'd really recommend doing that. And I spend probably around like 15 minutes doing that. So I like to write you know, the planner thing, and then on my journal I like to write at least 2 pages. Usually it's around 2 pages. Sometimes I do like 4 or more if I'm feeling like I really need it, but on a day-to-day basis I usually write around 2 pages, just enough to like get out what I want to get out from it. So then after that I do a meditation. I just sit in my bed. I sit in my bed and I cross my legs and I just like close my eyes and I just start meditating. I do guided meditations. At the moment I'm really loving the Mimi Method ones. I have her app, and I really like how they're like guided, and each of them are like different topics. So depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes I'll do like a general like morning meditation one, and it just kind of like, it's like affirmations as well. And I just like, I like to practice like the deep breathing. I feel like that really calms my body and puts me in the state of like calmness and stillness. And I think meditation is really important, and it's really made a positive impact in my life. It teaches me like breathing. It's just taught me how to like slow down and like just be calm and really just get out of like a negative space. If I'm feeling negative or down or just like not myself, when I meditate, the feeling after, like I always feel better. There's not one time I've meditated and I'm like, wow, I feel worse. Like that just is not a thing. So yeah, meditation I would recommend. And I do anywhere, if I'm running late on time, I can literally do one for like 2 minutes, but usually I like to get around 10 minutes at least. So yeah, sometimes I'll do like a 20-minute one, or I mean, I've done like a 40-minute one before. Like it really just depends. But in the morning, you know, to keep things going, I like to do around like 10-15 minutes. But always try and get it in. And you know, if you're in a rush, you can shorten these things. Like you know, when you're journaling, it doesn't need to take 10 minutes. You can be like, I'm grateful for blah, I am blank, and then like that can literally take like a couple minutes. And then meditation, like a few minutes. Like it can be quick, but I feel like when you take time with these things, it makes more of an impact. Obviously the more time you spend on something, the more you'll like get the better results and better effects from it. After I do that, I journal, meditate, and then I get up and I either do Pilates and then go on a walk, or if I'm not doing Pilates, I'll go on a walk and like go to the gym or do like a workout or something. But I always like to get out and go for a walk. Pilates, I'll do Pilates at home usually, or a class, it really depends, but I like doing Pilates from home. I'll just go on like some of the Pilates subscriptions I have and just do that in my room for around like, it can be anywhere from like 20 minutes to 40 minutes or 45 minutes, depends how much time I have. And then I'll go for a nice like can't speak, I'll go for like a half-hour walk after, just like by the beach, which is my favorite. Or if I want to catch sunrise, I'll get up and go for a walk straight away. Right, do my kind of journaling and then go and do my walk and then come back, do like a meditation or do like a walking meditation. That's also really nice. So yeah, I'll go my walk and I'll usually listen to a podcast or listen to like a walking meditation or something like that, just again to keep myself in this whole like the momentum of this like self-love, self-help progression thing, and just puts me in a really good mood and a really good inspiring and like motivating mindset. So I'll do that and then I'll come back, I'll have a shower, or like, you know, if I've done my workout, and then I'll make my celery juice. I buy organic celery juice and I have a juicer, and also I'll wash that and I'll juice that, and then I'll sit down and kind of I'll read more of my book. I'll read the second book that I'm reading, like a page or two, and then kind of like start my day, working day, and kind of like look over like what I need to do, and then I'll start my breakfast, and then I'll eat my breakfast, and then I'll like properly get into work. So that is, I would say that is my morning routine. Like I don't think I've really missed anything out. And then I'll go on my phone and check socials and all that. It took me, yeah, a while to kind of like find like the order that works for me. I remember I've tried doing meditation before journaling, but I felt like I didn't want to do that because I felt like the things that I was journaling about was really heavily influenced through what I meditated about, like, because I do guided meditations. So I'd rather just let out my thoughts in my journaling and then meditate, to kind of like sit on it and just really like deep breaths and all that kind of stuff. Also I found like with Pilates and walking, I like to do Pilates then walk, because I feel like when I do my walk and then Pilates, like back home, I feel like I want to just start my day and I feel like I don't want to do it. So yeah, Pilates and walking helps for me. Oh, I forgot, I always hydrate first thing. Number one, hydrate. Wake up straight away, I have like a litre bottle next to my bed. That's a really helpful way to get in your water. I don't even need to move. I'll just wake up and drink like at least half of that, and then like kind of drink that throughout my morning. So I have like 1 litre of water in the morning. But that's so important. Hydration is key, guys, really. And then sometimes recently I haven't been doing it as much, but like most of the time I would also make like apple cider vinegar and mix of water, and then like a tea, apple cider vinegar, ginger, and like water, like warm water, in the morning. And I'll usually sip that whilst I'm journaling and stuff, and that really helps as well. Just really great for the skin, for the mind, clearing all those toxins out. That is my morning routine though, guys. I hope that was somewhat helpful. The benefits though of getting up, and the movement is so important. Like all these steps are so integral to setting up yourself for a successful day, because when you wake up, first thing you're hydrating and you're clearing the toxins out of your body, then you're journaling, you're getting solid on your goals, and you're meditating, you're calming your state of mind, then you're moving your body. It's going to set you up for like to be energized and feel good, and then you know you're getting in like proper nutrition and reading, and you're attaining this knowledge, and this is all before you start your work day. And it's like, if you can feel this amazing and have this time to yourself like fully in the morning, like you're gonna then have room to be your best self towards other people. I think, you know, when I don't do this and I'm like rushing around and I'm like attending to other people straight away, and I'm like, but on my mind I'm still like, oh, I really want to get my walk in, or I really want to get my meditation or journaling in, like I'm still like stressing about that throughout my day, and I just want to be free from that and just know that I can just do whatever I want then throughout the day. So that's why it's so important to me, and I feel like my life has dramatically improved since doing that routine. I think like, life is amazing when it's spontaneous and fun, and you just kind of wake up, you're like, you know, every day is different, but I think it's really good to ground yourself with a certain routine that can take an hour or two, because no matter where you are, that's almost like a sense of home. Like you'll always go back to this routine, and it makes you feel grounded. It makes you remember like who you want to be, who you are, and what goals you're reaching, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I hope that has helped you guys and was interesting, even if, you know, you just wanted to hear about my morning routine. Yeah, I'm really excited to kind of be uploading on YouTube. If you are just finding me on YouTube, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at feedmeglow, and I've also been uploading a lot more on TikTok, just of my like almost like day in life. Like I just like to film my day in the life, and I just upload little clips of that. But my TikTok is Shannon_Tang. So yeah, check out my TikTok if you want, and I have plenty of morning routine videos on there actually, so definitely check it out. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.